So we just had Magic Cavs game 7. Cavs looked like they were dead to rights at the beginning of the game, all the way until about the end of the first half. The second half started and it was a completely different game. The shooting of the Cavs was like night and day between the first and the second half. When it first started, it looked like they were going to go down and go down bad. There were a lot of turnovers, sloppy plays, and just flat out missed shots. In the second half, the Cavaliers cleaned up their act, and boy, did it look like they were a completely different team. Paolo Banchero is a superstar in the making. He's just one or two steps away from taking it to that next level. I said earlier in the series that I wanted to see him be more aggressive, and it seemed like he found that more and more as the series went on. The problem was they couldn't really see their home success flip to road success, and that's what did him in the end. But at the end of the day, the Cavs came back again and they beat the Magic to move on to the next round. Now, looking at the next round, they have to play the Celtics, and immediately your mind goes to the recent history that the Cavs and Celtics have had. First, starting with LeBron, his first stint in Cleveland, he couldn't get past the big three. Some would say that's the reason why he left Cleveland in the first place. Others say it's the organization and the problems of them not building a roster around LeBron. Whatever the reason is, they're sort of starting the big three era with the Miami Heat for LeBron. Then, upon his return to Cleveland, it was the start of these Celtics becoming who they are today. So he faced a young Tatum, a young Jaylen Brown, and even at the time, his frenemy in Kyrie Irving, and he still came out of those series on top. The Celtics, they have a couple of the court pieces from that still around, but most of them probably don't remember that. And for the Cavs, this is a completely different roster. I'm sure that nobody on the Cavs remembers any of that portion of the rivalry. Some of them probably weren't even born when that series was still happening. I still expect Boston to come out of this thing with a win. They should. They've been the best team in the league all year, but I do think that this series is going to be more competitive than you initially think. Remember, this is the same Cleveland team that came back on the Celtics when they were down 20 points in the fourth quarter to them. They still have a chance to get the win and come out of this series, even though it may look like a lopsided match at first. So, I mean, anything can happen in the playoffs. You got to think that the Cavaliers at least believe they can get this done. So here we go. On to round 2, game 1. Celtics and Cavaliers. Looks to be a good one.